The year was 1983. A chill wind howled through the decaying industrial heart of the city, carrying with it whispers of fear. The city, once a beacon of prosperity, was now shrouded in an ominous dread. A darkness had fallen, a darkness that seeped into the marrow. It whispered of unspeakable acts, of terror lurking in the shadows. A killer walked among us. The victims, always young, always alone, started appearing with alarming regularity. Their lifeless eyes, forever locked in a silent scream, reflected the city's growing terror. Each crime scene was more gruesome, more disturbing than the last, marked by a chilling signature, a single red ribbon tied neatly around the victim's wrist. The police were baffled. Every lead turned into a dead end, every clue a cruel joke. Fear was a virus, spreading silently through the streets, infecting everyone it touched. The city held its breath, waiting, dreading the next move in this terrifying game. He was a phantom, a whisper in the night. He moved with an unsettling grace, a predator stalking his prey. His eyes, cold and calculating, saw everything, missed nothing. He enjoyed the fear, the panic that radiated from his victims, their helplessness fueling his dark desires. He relished the meticulous planning, the slow, agonizing anticipation of the kill. He was a sculptor, his victims the clay, their terror his inspiration, the red ribbon his calling card, a macabre symbol of his twisted artistry. The city, oblivious to his presence, continued its chaotic dance, unaware of the predator in their midst. He blended in seamlessly, a chameleon in the urban jungle, his darkness hidden in plain sight. He was the monster under the bed, the boogeyman in the closet, the nightmare come to life. The old library stood at the edge of town, a brooding monolith of stone and silence. Its shelves, laden with the weight of forgotten stories, seemed to absorb the surrounding darkness. It was here, amidst the musty smell of aging paper and decaying leather, that he found her. She was young, her head bent over a book, her long hair cascading down her back like a silken waterfall. He watched her from the shadows, his gaze lingering on the delicate curve of her neck, the gentle rise and fall of her chest as she breathed. The air crackled with a palpable tension, the silence broken only by the soft rustling of pages turning. He moved closer, his footsteps muffled by the thick carpet, a predator closing in on his unsuspecting prey. He could smell her fear now, a heady fragrance that made his blood sing. Section 4. The game of cat and mouse. The game was afoot. He left his gruesome calling card, the red ribbon at the doorstep of the police station, a brazen taunt, a challenge. The city erupted in a frenzy. Fear morphed into panic, the whispers escalating into screams. He revelled in the chaos, his ego stroked by the city's terror. He was in control, pulling the strings of this macabre puppet show. The police, despite their best efforts, were always one step behind, stumbling blindly in his wake. He toyed with them, leaving cryptic clues, dropping red herrings, leading them on a wild goose chase. He was the phantom, the unseen hand guiding their every move, always one step ahead. Section 5. Dead silence. The abandoned amusement park stood as a skeletal reminder of happier times. The Ferris wheel, rusted and groaning, creaked eerily in the wind. The laughter of children had been replaced by an unsettling silence, broken only by the cawing of crows. It was the perfect stage for his grand finale. He led her there, his captive, her eyes wide with terror. He enjoyed the fear that radiated from her, the way her body trembled with every step. He was the director, orchestrating every move, every gasp, every tear. The air crackled with a palpable tension, the silence broken only by the pounding of his heart. This was his masterpiece, his magnum opus, a culmination of all his dark desires. Section 6. The shadow remains. Then, as quickly as he had appeared, he vanished. The city, still reeling from its brush with terror, slowly began to breathe again. Life went on, but the scars remained etched deep in the city's psyche. The case went cold, the files gathering dust in some forgotten corner of the police station. The Red Ribbon Killer was never caught. He became the stuff of urban legend, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones. Some say he's still out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to resurface. Section 7. Unanswered Questions. Did he find redemption? Did he succumb to his demons, or was he simply biding his time, waiting for the world to forget before he unleashed his terror once more? The questions lingered, unanswered, echoing in the silence. The Red Ribbon Killer remained an enigma, a ghost story whispered in the dead of night. The city, forever marked by his reign of terror, held its breath, listening, waiting for the sound of footsteps in the dark. For the whispers in the wind carried a chilling truth. The game was never over. It had merely paused, and the boogeyman was coming back to play.